Hi, welcome to Street Priest Ministries. I'm your host, Brother Jay, as we're taking the Gospels back to the streets. Today's drive-through message is Synagogue of Satan, the Ancient Occult. So turn in your Bibles to Revelations 3:9. I put off getting around to this subject, but it's something that need to be dealt with because Satan's church, his synagogue's on the rise. And it's got a multi-pronged attack that it's doing on the church. Bring about this age of the beast. So I say it's high time I teach on it. Alright, so turn to Revelations 3:9. Now we're going to do, with all the skip tracing, we're going to, so I need you today to put on your thinking caps. Hold on to your hats because this is going to require some gray matter, some brain power. And we'll get a little deep today. We're going to get into a little etymology, root meanings of words, and we're going to have to really focus on this message. It's very important. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. Now, what is Christ talking about the synagogue of Satan and Jews that are not Jews? That's very important. So we're going to have to go to our Bible and find this out. Okay. Now, let's break down the word synagogue, first of all, and its history and origin. All right, the word comes from synagogue, which is a Greek word. During the diaspora of the Jews, after Babylon had captured them, and they started being dispersed among the nations, these synagogues first came into being in 352 BC, and this was in the era of Ezra. And the word means to bring together, or people to gather together to worship. And the modern word for this is temple. Now, another translation is a place to assemble. So we know it's a place where you meet, you gather together to worship, like a temple. And this is very key. Pay close attention, a temple. So Christ could have easily said, behold, I make them of the temple of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, of the temple. Pay close attention. Now, we're going to go to back to ancient history. Now, he said this is a temple of Satan, where Satan worship takes place, because it's a place you worship. They're not worshiping God. They're worshiping the other fellow, Satan. So we got that right. So follow. Don't let me lose you. All right, so when you go to, we're going to go to the beginning of the temple of Satan that they call the temple. And remember, we're dealing with the Ancient Occult. Now, the actual Ancient Occult religion gave birth in Nimrod. You guys have heard me teach that in various different videos. Nimrod, his wife Semiramis, and their son Tammuz became, the sun god. She was the moon goddess worship, so it's Semiramis. And when Nimrod died, she cut off his penis, dipped it in gold, and told everybody, she had an affair, but she told everybody that it was a virgin birth, and gave birth to Tammuz. and he was the rebirth of Nimrod, the sun god. So this is an ancient occult religion. Sun, moon, and the serpent was thrown in there too as a symbol. And this religion flourished in Babylon, where we get the word Babel from. Because God confused their tongues, because man was united under evil like he's getting ready to do right now. That's why this message is very important. The Bible said there's nothing new under the sun. Jesus said, in the days of Noah, there's going to be in the days of coming the Son of Man. So, what we got now is a unification under evil with this ancient occult religion, where they worship the sun, the stars, the moon. And if you want to get really deep, this religion that was taught to them by fallen angels. This is a fallen angel religion. They taught man. I give my teaching on the book of Enoch, Brother Jay reads, where I go into depth on that topic. Where these fallen angels taught man the occult, taught them witchcraft, sorcery, alchemy, taught them tarot card reading, necromancy. They taught them how to be mediums, how to cast spells, all types of different types of spells, all that stuff. Everything affiliated with the occult, astrology. Taught men to worship demons, how to invoke demons, to do their bid. All this was forbidden arts by God. God forbade that. You can read Deuteronomy 18. If you think I don't have time to go there, but go read Deuteronomy 18 for yourself. God, everything I just said, God told his people not to do. Everything I just cited right now. Because the reason why he told them, because it opens the Pandora's box to demons to come in. The devil is your enemy, and so are the demons, to wreak havoc on your life. Because you're too stupid to understand the laws that you're tampering with is detrimental to your health. You're too dumb to realize it. We got a lot of dummies worshiping the devil. Don't realize he hates their guts. And the demons do. They can't wait to get to hell so they can torture them. Can't wait for them to get to hell so they can torture them. But that's what the hell's about. This is the devil's playground. It's where, for all eternity, you get to roast and be chewed up and spit out by demons for eternity. The only ones that probably get it as worse as the witches and the warlocks in hell is the backsliding Christians. But the point I'm making, and the preachers, the false prophets, they're going to get it too. They're worse than anybody else. Because they knew better. But the point I'm making, you want to get my teaching on hell, it doesn't plenty of. Get hell, you realize. Get Lazarus, teaching on Lazarus. Hellfire. But anyway, hell's another topic. Let me stay focused. So this ancient occult religion had permeated throughout all the cultures. God split man up, split his language up into 70 different languages in Babylon, ancient Babylon, where the religion gave birth, Babel, where Iraq is, ancient Samaria. And the religion spread. You go around the world, you got the same religion. Pretty much, different names. Basically the same thing. Not too much difference here, they're just different names. And right now, there's a move going on, that's why this teaching is important. It was started by a witch named Blavatsky in the early 19th century, 20th century. And she wanted to consolidate all these religions into one world religion, and that's what we have happening now. And through the Masons and through this New Age sorcery, witchcraft, alchemy, the Kabbalah, and all these hidden hand secret societies, and his NWO cabal and evil dark forces that be all consolidating into one big blob of a synagogue of Satan. That's why we're teaching on it. One world religion. And this ancient occult is at the end. And it's going to be mixed with technocracy. There's going to be worship of fallen angels all over again. And they're going to fool and deceive man all over again. Those that aren't endowed with God's Spirit to see what's coming up ahead is going to be duped by the miracles and the power of this quote-unquote golden age that they plan to bring about. Now, let's turn to, we're going to skip trace all the way to Solomon. So we got the history of, that's why I'm speed reeling. So remember Nimrod and his wife Semiramis birthed this ancient occult religion. Now we're going to speed reel to 1 Kings 11:1 and show how the religion took shape basically into the era what we're in right now. So 1 Kings 11:1. Now, a lot of these secret societies and orders have great reverence for King Solomon and Solomon's temple. And there's a reason why. It's not by accident. Now, Solomon, God gave Solomon the gift of wisdom. He was the wisest man in the Bible. But he did a lot of foolish things in the Bible to piss God off too. But this guy's heralded as a hero in the mystery religions. That's what they're called, the mystery religions. The ancient occult religions. Satan's a copycat. He wanted to jump on the block before Christ. He knew Christ was to come and redeem him. Tried to contaminate the gene pool. He done everything he did. He created this fake trinity, satanic trinity, with the mother goddess and the son worship. He's got people worshiping the elements instead of the creator, the son, God himself. Only God can be God. He won't accept no rivals. That's what Satan found out. And Satan has fooled men and fooled these ancient mystery schools and religions and kings and people in power, and he keeps fooling them with the same old apple from the garden. Eat of this apple, you'll be as gods, having wisdom, knowledge, good and evil. And through this knowledge, you can transform or into some type of God. You could transcend into some type of God. No, God's not going to share his throne. Satan found out the hard way. He got the boot because you read in Ezekiel 28 and Isaiah 14 that he wanted to be God. I taught on that. Take a look at Lucifer. Get that big. He wanted to be God. And now he's trying to hoodwink, to bamboozle, dumb man. It started with our forefathers, Adam and Eve, into doing something they already had. You know, God's going to be God. He's not going to share his throne. He's not going to share his throne. He got a place for you if you think that you're going to push him off his throne. It's not going to happen. And he's got a bunch of, he seems to find dummy after dummy throughout the ages that want to push God off his throne. It's not going to happen. Now these people have great reverence for Solomon, this Synagogue of Satan. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites. Now this is very important because this ties him into Egypt, the mystery schools, the daughter of Pharaoh. If any place is pagan, it's definitely Egypt. I think Egypt out-paganed Babylon. strange women together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, the Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and the Hittites. Everybody God told his people to stay away from, Solomon was sleeping with. Of the nations concerning which the Lord had said unto the children of Israel, you should not go into them. You should not have sex with them. You should not have kids with them. Neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. That's why God forbade them to mix. Nothing like the power of sex to sway a man away from God. And this man was a man of God. He was anointed. He's the wisest man that ever beside Christ. And the richest too. Great wealth. But these females turned his heart from God. Ye should not go into them. You should not have sex with them. You should not have intercourse with them. Neither should they come into you. You shouldn't have intercourse with you. For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. Oh, he was in love. And he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines. How could he find time to run the kingdom with all these wives? I mean, if you do the math, 700 wives and 300 concubines, that's a little lesser than a wife. Live-in woman. You figure that's 1,000 women. There's 365 days to a year. So it would take him roughly 3 years to sleep with each woman, if my math serves me correctly. Yeah, it's about right, almost 3 years to make the rotation of his wife. That's a wife every night. He had to be consistent, of course. And 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. For it came to pass when Solomon was old, I bet he aged quickly, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods. They wore him down, wore him out. And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father. David was perfect for the Lord, for his heart servant. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth. This is very important. Ashtoreth is the moon goddess. That's Semiramis herself, the witch, the high priest witch. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. Now this is why Solomon has great reverence, because he wrote a book. He wasn't just into it, he was deep into it. And they credit Solomon. In the Kabbalah, the Jewish witchcraft book, Ancient Occult book, the Hebrew Kabbalah, what's being practiced a lot in Hollywood right now, which has been a strong influence in the occult worldwide. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, yea, he did, and went not fully after the Lord as did David his father. Then Solomon built an high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab. So he's building God and idol after idol, serving one pagan demon after the next. In the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Moloch. Moloch was this big dog statue that they burned the kids to. So child sacrifice, Solomon was into. Because you didn't mess with Moloch unless you was burning kids. And they had toffets, drums, that played to drown the kids' screams out as they was burning to this pagan god. See, child sacrifice, why I'm on this subject. The Ancient Occult, because we got a wave of child sacrifices been going on currently. Thank God for our president that God raised up to go after these creeps, religious creeps, and want to sexually abuse and burn these kids, torture these kids, eat these kids. But it's nothing new. The word cannibal comes from Kani, which means priest, and Baal, Kani Baal, priest of Baal, where they ate children, especially babies, and drank their blood. It's nothing new under the sun. This is all part of ancient occult worship, and God hated it. Of course, He created man to be eaten. He's just. We're created in His image. So of course He hates it. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord, so as David his father. Then Solomon built an high place in Chemish, the abomination of Moab, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Moloch, the abomination of the children of Ammon. And likewise did he for all the strange wives which burned incense and sacrificed unto their gods. And they sacrificed people. They wasn't playing. You might get an animal too every now and then, but the highest form of sacrifice for these pagan religions back then was people. Nothing's changed. To get that power that they're trying to get, you had to give up some humans. That's why I'm on this subject, because that's what's going on right now. Now, we're watching a modern version of it take place in our school systems. That's an occult sacrifice. That's a ritual. With these school shootings and all that. That's all occult. All that shooting in Vegas. Occult. All the symbols was there. These people ain't playing. All part of this Mason, Illuminati crap. And they practicing their hellish religion that goes back to ancient Babylon, to ancient Egypt. Nothing's changed. As they worship Satan, they are of the Synagogue of Satan. All these places, this is of the Synagogue of Satan. These people worship Lucifer. The Masons worship Lucifer. The lower bricks might not even know it. Some of them don't even know it. They're new initiates. As you work your way through the rites and move on up the ladder, they tell you straight up, we worship the devil. We worship Lucifer. It's all the same. Satan, Lucifer, devil, serpent. That's what we worship. Their whole way of thinking is God is the bad guy and Satan's the good guy. That's what they honestly believe. They believe in dualism. The darkness is going to win out over light. They're so wrong. And they believe their light is the light and the fire of intelligence that God tried to hold back from man in the garden. That he didn't want man to become God like him. He didn't want to share his godness. No, he didn't. It's true. That is true. You're not going to push God off his throne. That's not going to happen. He got a place for you. You'll be roasting with the devil. Roasting with Satan for eternity. God will put you on his rotisserie and forget about you. Let you roast throughout eternity. He is God. He's a good God, but he got the bad side. And he got a long memory and a hot temper that burns forever. Hell's a testament to that. And Solomon did evil. And then Solomon built all the high places. And likewise did he for all his strange wives, which burnt incense, verse 8, and sacrificed to their gods. And the Lord was angry with Solomon, because his heart was turned from the Lord God of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice, and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods. But he kept not that which the Lord commanded. He did what was right in his own eyes. Solomon was disobedient. Now, he's a hero in the occult. I keep telling you that. That's not good, to be a hero to them and an enemy of God. Wherefore God said unto Solomon, for as much as thou hast done this, for as much as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend, I will tear the kingdom from thee, and will give it to thy servant. We can stop there. So now you can see Solomon has a pivotal role in the ancient occult. And a lot of these people reverence Solomon, because Solomon was deep into the occult himself through his wives. I thought I'd point that out in the Bible. So now you know. All right, so now we're going to go from here to Jeremiah 7. Told you we're going to do some skip tracing. So turn Jeremiah 7:1. See, God has been battling against this. Well, Satan is the author of this confusion, not God. God ain't the author of confusion. But what Satan has done is trying. God, we're created in his image to worship him. Satan wants to be God and wants to be worshipped. And he wants to turn God's people away from him to get them in the hell with him. Because he knows his ultimate destination. He knows his fate is soon. All he's doing is deceiving people. He don't have a chance whatsoever to whip his creator, and he knows this. And he knows the clock when Christ came and died on the cross, his fate was sealed. And the clock was winding down for him to play God like he's been playing God. God's given him an opportunity to play God, that's for sure. And gave him a kingdom too. Kingdom of darkness. But darkness is going to be done away with in the lake of fire, and Satan's going to roast with everybody else. And he's helpless, as everybody else is. Michael the Archangel is going to deal with him in the end. God himself not dealing with him. He's having an angel deal with him. So show you how much power he got. God got some ruthless angels still. So you got 7 archangels that you never hear about. Michael is the most famous, Michael and Gabriel. But you got other ones too you never even hear about. Just as ruthless. God's the big G. God's the real gangster. He's going to stomp the little G wannabe to Satan right in the hell where he belongs. He's going to mash him out right in the hell. So you need to decide who you're going to worship. Worship God or worship the loser. I'm reaching out to people that's in the occult. I done dealt with them in the past. God has used me. Exorcisms. Those was dealing with Ouija boards and other occult paraphernalia. God has used me to deliver. I done been, even though I never joined, I done been to the Masons temples. I had family that was high in that. They wanted to recruit me. I said, no. I'm not joining Lucifer's army. I knew that. I know what it's about. I feel sorry for, there's a lot of good people in there. I knew some of them. I had a couple very good friends. I tried to lead them out. think one eventually did quit, but the other one didn't. He ended up dying, and he was still part of it when he died. It is a synagogue of Satan. Now, Jeremiah 7. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Stand in the gate of the Lord's house and proclaim there this word, and say, Hear the word of the Lord, all ye of Judah, that enter in at these gates to worship the Lord. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, amend your ways and your doings, and I will cause you to dwell in this place. Trust ye not in lying words. It's very important. Listen to me. So that's what the devil does. God ain't the author of lying. Satan is. He's a liar from the get-go, from the beginning. He even lied to the angels in heaven and seduced them to rebel against God and got them bound and chained and waiting judgment and suffer the same fate as him, the lake of fire. And he's gotten billions of people since creation to follow him into hell. He's a loser. Trust ye not in lying words. Don't listen to the liar and cheat. Saying the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord. Now what did we start out saying? The temple. Very important. The temple of the Lord are these. For if ye thoroughly amend your ways and your doings, if ye thoroughly execute judgment between a man and his neighbor, if ye oppress not the stranger and the fatherless and the widow, and shed not innocent blood in this place,